I call out a womp. I pray this devil die and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come here, SHALAM. Come here, SHALAM. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Now we're going to go more into the feminist movement. Give me this article, read that.
Why the feminist movement isn't always for black women.
Hold on, why what?
The feminist movement isn't always for black women.
What did the article say?
Why the feminist movement isn't always for black women.
And now we're going to show you why this feminist movement isn't for black women. Read on.
Feminism seems to be a new fad. The feminist movement have been around since the late 1700s.
The feminist movement's been around since the late 1700s, and it says it seems to be a new fad, meaning nowadays you black and Hispanic women are talking about it. Oh, I'm Miss Independent, I don't need a man, I can do this, I can do that. When in all reality, every black and Hispanic woman needs a man.
That's right.
Read on.
And it has resurfaced in waves over the years.
And it's resurfaced, read on,
with a push from pop culture.
Push from what?
The pop culture.
Push from what?
The pop culture.
Push from what?
The pop culture.
And it's a push from the pop culture, from your Beyonce's. What was that song she made? If I was a what? If I was a man or if I was a boy? Or one of the God. Let's just make this noise pass. Let me make this noise pass.
From pop culture and a nudge forward by pop stars.
And pop stars push this feminist garbage. Beyonce says she's a feminist, but she's got a man at home.
That's right.
So why are you gonna say you're a feminist when she's got a man and a child at home? And you black and Hispanic woman are following Beyonce when she ain't doing a damn thing for black people.
That's right.
She hates black people. Read on.
Feminism has become 2015's new it thing.
Feminism become what?
The 2015's new it thing.
Feminism become what?
The new it thing.
And now it's become the new it thing. This Miss Independent garbage. Ain't no such thing as a woman being Miss Independent. Every woman needs a man. Read on.
Feminist in the word.
And if you don't need a man, when a burglar breaks in your house, you go downstairs and deal with it yourself.
That's right.
If you don't need a man, when a burglar breaks in, you go and deal with it yourself.
That's
right.
You
don't need a man. Read on.
Feminist is the word to say and the woman to be. Ever since 2013 release of Beyonce's self-titled album,
ever since Beyonce released that rubbish album, every woman's talking about their feminist. Read on.
The word has morphed itself into pop approved badge of honor.
And now it seems to be a badge of honor to say I'm Miss Independent. I don't need a man. I can do things by myself. I don't need a man to help me raise them kids. Well, the reason, that's the reason why most of these young black men are in jail today, because women thought they was Miss Independent and thought they didn't need a man to raise them kids.
That's right.
Or kicking that man out of the house thinking they can do this by themselves. Us men need women and you women need men. Read on.
Right. But wait, feminism isn't always best suited for the black woman.
And feminism ain't for black women. Read on.
Working outside of the home.
Hold on, doing what?
Working outside of the home.
The feminist movement was never set up for you women. Read on.
Is a cornerstone of the feminist movement.
Read on.
From the 60s to the 80s, feminists fought for their right to enter the workplace.
That says feminists fought for their right to enter the workplace. That's what the feminist movement was about. It was about Caucasian women leaving the home to get jobs. You black and Hispanic women have always had jobs. You were slaves, you used to go out and make money. Ever since our women got here, we've been making money. This feminist movement doesn't apply to you. It was for Caucasian women who used to stay at home pregnant and they wanted to go out and get jobs, but their husbands wouldn't allow them to. Now you black women always went out and work. You used to go to your present house and do the cooking.
Right.
You used to go do the cleaning. You used to go take care of their kids. So therefore this feminist movement doesn't apply to you. Really?
They no longer wanted to be confined to the role of stay-at-home mother.
Hold on, they no longer want it to be what?
The role of stay-at-home mother.
And you black women were never stay-at-home mothers. You black women were always working. You black women were always going to work from the 60s. Just ask your grandma. Ask your grandma, did she not work when she came from the West Indies over here?
Right.
Ask your grandma, did she not work? And my grandma had about 3 jobs. So that's how you know this feminist movement doesn't apply. That's right. Hispanics freedom.
And pushed to be considered equal to men.
And what did they do?
Pushed to be considered equal to men.
That's what these Caucasian women did. It didn't apply to you, reader.
But here is the thing. Black women never had the luxury of staying at home.
Hold on, what did it say?
Black women never had the luxury of staying at home.
They didn't have the luxury of staying at home. And if you don't believe me, go and ask your grandma. Your grandma will tell you she didn't have the luxury of staying at home. Read on.
And mothering their children.
And what?
And mothering their children.
She didn't get to stay at home and mothering their children. She had to go to work. She had to go and scrub carpets. She had to go and clean houses and cook food. That's what she had to go and do. Read on.
From 9 to 5.
From what?
From 9 to 5.
From what?
From 9 to 5.
So she didn't get the privilege of staying at home. Read on.
Black women have always been a part of the workforce because we had no choice but to be.
Hold on, but what?
We had no choice but to be.
So you black and Hispanic women has always been part of the workforce because you had no choice but to be. You didn't have a choice about staying at home and putting your feet up and being pregnant all day. You didn't get that privilege. This was for Caucasian women who wanted to enter the workplace. Read on.
In most black families across America, both parents have always worked.
Both what?
Both parents have always worked.
And that's you black and Hispanic women. Both parents have always worked. Read on.
Think about your grandmother.
Hold on, what did it say?
Think about your grandmother.
And I was just saying think about your grandmother. Read on.
Or even your great-grandmother.
And even your great-grandmother. Read on.
And she nursed, cleaned someone's house.
And that's what your great-grandmothers did. They nursed and cleaned someone's house. Read on.
Keep kids, work as secretary.
And that's what they done. Read on.
Most of our grandmothers did because our households couldn't be sustained on a single salary.
And you know why it couldn't be sustained on a single salary? Because when the black man had a job, he got paid less than the Caucasian man.
That's right.
He got paid peanuts. And that's why both of you had to go out and work just to make what one Caucasian man was making. And you can look it up. Read on.
The feminist right to step out of the home and into the workforce is not the black woman's fight.
It's not what?
It's not the black woman's fight.
It's what?
Not the black woman's fight.
And it tells you right there, this feminist movement isn't the black woman's fight. It's not your fight. You're fighting for something that don't apply to you. It's not your fight. The reason you women hate men is totally different to why these lesbian hated men. The reason you women hate men is because you grew up without a father in the house.
That's right.
That's why you women hate men, because you grew up without a father in the house.
Right.
Or you probably got molested by the pastor on the Sunday. That's why you women hate men. Well, guess what? Coming to the I.S.U.P.K. and you never have to go through none of that again. Come to the I.S.U.P.K. If any man puts his hand upon you, you come and tell us men in the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
And whoever puts their hand on you will go missing like the Malaysian plane.
That's right.
They'll go missing like the Malaysian plane.
That's right.
And that's what will happen if you come to the I.S.U.P.K. And if you come to the I.S.U.P.K. and serve the Lord, you'll get a good man. There's righteous brothers back here. You'll get a good man that will never leave and never do you wrong. So you women better get up in the I.S.U.P.K. and get a righteous man.
That's right.
Read on.
We've been working since we stepped foot off the cotton field.
Hold on. The black and Hispanic women have been what?
Working ever since we stepped foot off the cotton fields.
And you've been working ever since you stepped foot off the cotton fields. So that stay-at-home stuff doesn't apply to you. That stay-at-home stuff doesn't apply to you. Read on.
Which leads to my next point. Even when our white female counterparts were stay-at-home moms, they weren't the ones doing the cooking.
So they were stay-at-home moms and they weren't doing nothing. They was being lazy, like how they are. They're lazy people and they was being lazy.
That's right.
Stay-at-home moms. only us who work hard, and they call us lazy when we work hard. We're the hardest workers on the face of this earth, man.
Right.
Who do you think built up all these kingdoms, man? Who do you think built up all these things you see? Blacks and Hispanics. And our women didn't get the opportunity to be stay-at-home moms. They didn't get the opportunities that anyone on that. Read on.
Cleaning and raising children.
And there was cleaning and raising children. They've worked ever since they stepped off the cotton field. Read on.
I think the stay-at-home mums who is raising the white family children than she does raising her own.
And she used to spend more time raising their children than she did raising her own children. So this feminist movement ain't your fight anymore. Give me some scriptures now. This feminist movement ain't your fight. You're getting something, you get yourself involved in something that don't pertain to you. What pertains to you is these laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible. Get involved in this. That's what you need to get involved in.
That's right.
Instead of fighting a fight that ain't yours. Give me Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Give me Hosea chapter 4, verse 6.
Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
My people are what?
Destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
The black and Hispanic people are what?
Destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
And our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And this is why our women talk about this feminist movement. We're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Read that from the top.
Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
And we're destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. We don't do no research or nothing. All you could do is type in the feminist movement in type it in Google and you'll see it was a lesbian movement. Why are you getting yourself involved in that? All you have to do is type it in Google and it will come up. But we're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Why are we destroyed for a lack of knowledge?
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
And we reject knowledge, man. We reject knowledge, and that's why we're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Give me Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22, man.
Proverbs 1:22. How long these simple ones?
And we, the simple ones, we become very simple. Talking about feminists, talking about Miss Independent, talking about I do what I want, talking about I make my own money. What else did they say? All of that garbage they say. You know how it goes. Read on.
Will ye love simplicity?
And all of that simplicity. This feminist movement, simplicity. Read on.
And the scorners delight in their scorning.
That's it on that. Give me Mark chapter 3, verse 27. Give me Mark chapter 3, verse 27. This feminist movement wasn't our fight, but now they've got somewhere with it. They've pushed it onto us, and we don't even know what it's about, but we follow it anyway. Now we use this feminist movement to kick black men out of the house. We use this feminist movement to grind black men down into powder. That's what our women use this feminist movement to do. Read Mark chapter 3, verse 27.
Mark 3 and 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house.
No what?
No man can enter into a strong man's house.
No what?
No man can enter into a strong man's house.
And it says no man can enter into a strong man's house. Read on.
And spoil his goods.
And we them strong men. But we let people that look like this enter into our house. We let people that look like that enter into our house. Read that from the top.
No man can enter into a strong man's house.
And we let these Caucasians enter into our house, man. We let them put laws in our own house. We let them enter our house and put laws into our own house. Read it from the top.
And spoil his goods.
And do what?
And spoil his goods.
Read it from the top.
No man can enter into a strong man's house.
And we let these Caucasians enter into our house, man. We them strong men. We let them enter into our house and spoil us. And then they kick the black man out of the house. They kick the black man out of the house. And then the woman's left to raise those children, and she does a horrible job. That's why these children die so much. That's why there's so much in jail.
That's right.
Because they enter into a strong man's house. Read that from the top.
No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods.
And we let these Caucasians enter into our house and spoil our goods. They enter into our house and they get the strong man kicked out of the house. The strong man is the black and Hispanic man.
Right.
Read on.
Except he will first bind the strong man.
Hold on, except to what?
First bind the strong man.
Except to what?
Bind the strong man.
And they've entered into our house and binded the strong man.
Right.
They've crept into our house and binded the strong man. Any more on that? Read on.
And then he will spoil his house.
And then he will what?
Spoil his house.
And then he will what?
Spoil his house.
So we let them enter into our house and bind the strong man, which is us. And then they spoil our house and spoil our goods. They teach our women, take your men to child support.
That's right.
They teach our women, don't let that black man see the kids. They teach our women, don't let him have no influence in that child's life. And then guess what happens? That child grows up to be a drug dealer.
That's right.
Grows up to be a murderer.
That's right.
Grows up to be a homosexual.
That's right.
Because you've kicked the strong man out of the house. Now, if we had strong men in the house, our kids would be raised up in the right way. Get every strong man back in the house. We can start policing our own communities. We can start policing our own communities. We can walk up on the block and tell these drug dealers, you ain't selling no drugs on this block.
That's right.
You can walk up and tell these drug dealers, you ain't selling, you ain't killing black people on this block.
That's right.
When nowadays I work hard on the job, till I come cross y'all. Still like I'm a criminal. Trying to get caught, it could be your first charge. Like, man, you ain't getting the man tomorrow. It gon' dip, squat, 5 mile run, push, pull, sit on, goddamn, get strong. Looking at my baby, trying to keep them doing wrong. It's too long before they grown, I can't leave them on their own. They killed Daddy like he had a 30-day case. The news covering up the story for what they say. It took me back to the time we lost Otis. Pretend these crackers, they gon' tell you something bogus. And I'm thinking like, damn, what you tellin' kids? We try to put up a fight, but did we fail the kids? Cause they really got us looking like no damn good. And why success got to cost my manhood?